Welcome to Vast Infoverse, the space for thinkers, doers, and self-growers. Every week, we bring clarity, habits, and life tools that help you evolve one intentional choice at a time. This isn't just content, it's your personal growth launchpad. Let's begin. Emotional triggers often feel like landmines we wish we could avoid, yet they hold tremendous power for growth. Think about the last time a small comment sent you spiraling. That reaction wasn't random. It was your mind and body alerting you to something deeper. In this video, we'll explore what triggers are, the messages they carry, how they affect your brain and body, and most importantly, how you can use them as tools for self-awareness, resilience, and personal development. By the end, you'll see triggers not as curses, but as powerful clues guiding you toward healing and transformation. An emotional trigger is an intense reaction to a situation that feels bigger than the moment itself. For example, someone being late might flood you with anger, not because of the lateness alone, but because it touches a memory of being let down before. Psychologically, triggers are linked to past experiences and beliefs we've stored away, often unconsciously. When they surface, it can feel overwhelming, but it's really your brain saying, "This matters, pay attention." Understanding triggers as echoes of earlier wounds allows you to separate what is happening now from what happened then. This clarity helps you respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Every trigger carries a hidden message. If criticism leaves you defensive, the deeper story might be a fear of not being good enough. If rejection feels crushing, it may connect to an old wound of abandonment. These emotions are not punishments, but invitations to look inward. Studies in psychology show that unresolved emotions often resurface until they are addressed, much like a recurring theme in a story. By asking yourself what this emotion is trying to reveal, you uncover needs you may have ignored. This awareness transforms the trigger from something that feels destructive into a compass pointing toward healing. Enjoyed the video so far? If you have, hit the like and subscribe. It really supports the channel and lets me know you appreciate the content. Don't forget to check out the recommended reading in the description. Let's get back to it. In the heat of a trigger, it is easy to lash out or shut down, but the real power lies in pausing to reflect. A practical example is taking a deep breath and asking, what part of this is about now, and what part feels older? This moment of reflection allows space between stimulus and response. A case study on conflict resolution found that individuals who practiced self-reflection during emotionally charged moments reduced impulsive behavior and improved communication. When you choose reflection over reaction, you reclaim control and allow your emotions to guide you rather than dominate you. Your brain is wired to protect you from danger. Triggers activate the amygdala, which sparks the fight or flight response. While useful for survival, repeated activation can increase stress hormones that affect memory, focus, and mood regulation. Neuroscience research shows chronic stress impairs the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for clear decision-making. When you begin to understand that triggers are simply the brain trying to protect you, it becomes easier to approach them with compassion. By working with your brain instead of against it, you can shift from automatic reactions to thoughtful responses that support long-term health. Triggers do not only live in the mind, they show up in the body. Stress hormones can cause tension, digestive issues, fatigue, or even weaken the immune system when triggered repeatedly. For example, someone who feels anxious every time they get constructive feedback might notice headaches or chest tightness. These physical responses are signals that your body is carrying the weight of unresolved emotions. When you recognize that your body is not betraying you but simply sounding an alarm, you can use practices like grounding or mindful breathing to calm your system. This strengthens the connection between emotional awareness and physical well-being. Most people meet their triggers with self-criticism, saying things like, "Why am I so sensitive?" But the more empowering path is curiosity. Instead of judgment, ask, "What is this really about?" A real-world example is a professional who gets defensive when their ideas are questioned. Instead of labeling themselves as insecure, they might discover an old pattern of not feeling valued. Curiosity opens the door to understanding, while criticism keeps you stuck. Research on emotional intelligence shows that curiosity leads to greater self-regulation and resilience. By leaning into curiosity, you transform your relationship with your triggers from shame to growth. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth, and triggers are one of the clearest pathways to reach it. Every strong reaction reveals something about your inner world that may have gone unnoticed. For instance, if you feel jealous when a peer succeeds, the trigger may reveal a desire within you for recognition or achievement. Recognizing this allows you to shift your focus toward your own goals rather than staying stuck in comparison. Over time, these insights create a roadmap of your values, needs, and areas for development. Triggers, when examined with honesty, become powerful guides toward authentic self-discovery. Resilience is not about avoiding difficult emotions, but about bouncing back stronger each time they arise. When you practice understanding your triggers, you are training your emotional muscles. For example, a person who once panicked during public speaking may learn to see their nerves as a sign of caring deeply rather than as a threat. Each experience with a trigger becomes a chance to strengthen coping skills. Studies on resilience highlight that repeated exposure, when paired with reflection, increases adaptability. Over time, you build confidence that no emotional wave is too big to ride, which is the essence of resilience. When triggers strike, having tools makes all the difference. Grounding through breath, journaling emotions as they arise, or taking a mindful walk are simple yet powerful ways to restore calm. Imagine receiving criticism at work. Instead of reacting defensively, you might excuse yourself for 5 minutes, write down what you feel, and return with a clearer perspective. Research on mindfulness practices shows they reduce stress and increase emotional regulation. By having a toolkit ready, you turn overwhelming moments into opportunities to practice self-care. These small steps reinforce the idea that you are not powerless in the face of triggers. Reframing is about shifting how you interpret a trigger. Instead of seeing it as a setback, you view it as feedback. For example, if rejection stirs up feelings of unworthiness, you might reframe it as a reminder to strengthen your own sense of value rather than relying on external approval. This shift changes the narrative from "I am failing" to "I am learning." Case studies in cognitive reframing show that people who reinterpret challenges as opportunities for growth experience greater well-being and motivation. With practice, every trigger becomes a stepping stone for personal development rather than an obstacle. We have explored the full journey of emotional triggers, from what they are to how they affect your brain and body, and ultimately how they can be reframed into tools for growth. The message is simple. Triggers are not curses to avoid, they are clues to embrace. Each time you pause, reflect, and reframe, you reclaim a part of yourself that was waiting to be healed. The challenge for you now is to notice your next trigger and ask, "What is this teaching me?" Share your reflection in the comments, and remember, the path to growth begins with curiosity. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.